Okay, my name is Danny Lansdale. I am a counselor. That's my occupation. I'm also an interventionist. I also did a while. I'm also a yoga instructor. I'm a lot of different things, and I started a foundation in 2017 where we've helped hundreds of people get off the streets and going. We have a motto: it's going from zero to hero, and we hold a lot of people's hands and get them to where they need to go.
With your addiction and coming clean and fucking yourself, can you share a moment that was a turning point for you, leading you to decide to change your life in the direction that you're in now?
Yes. A moment that I recognized something was horribly wrong in my life. I'd been strung out on heroin for many, many years, and meth and 15 years in prison and lots of rehabs over and over and over again. And there was this defining moment at 42 years old, getting out of prison, where I went on this little run and I'm sitting there and I'm laughing with this guy and I'm shooting heroin and I'm drinking to oblivion. And I looked over in the corner of the room and there was this black trash bag in the corner of the room. And what was in that black trash bag was everything I own. 2 pairs of pants that my mom had bought me while I was in prison. Some hygiene and some deodorant and some toothpaste that my sister had got me from a package in prison. And all these letters, because on that term I did 3 years straight, but I had saved all these letters. I was writing all these people from prison, telling them how it was going to be different when I got out of prison. And the realization was, I meant every word. I wrote these people telling them how it was going to be different, how I was going to get back on drugs, how I was going to get a job, and here I am in this moment, laughing, plotting crimes, doing all this stuff, and I'm acting and behaving the exact same way as when I was 14 years old. And now I'm a 42-year-old man. And in that moment, I recognized I had become everything I never wanted to be. I didn't want to be a 42-year-old man with nothing. I didn't want to be a deadbeat dad. I didn't want to be a giant freaking failure. I was homeless.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I recognized this one thing. It was great. Oh my God. I don't know shit because I don't have shit. Every book, every bit of knowledge that I studied my entire life. I mean, I did a lot of time in prison. I've read hundreds, if not thousands of books. I've studied. I've gone to college a couple times. You know what I mean? All my class in high school. Everything that I learned in this whole place called life, I put it to life the best I could. And that day was the sum result of my entire life's work, was in that black trash bag. Something was horribly wrong. I thought I was smart. I thought I was intelligent. I thought I was well read. I thought I'd hustle and game. I thought all these things about myself. And then I recognized I was just fucked.
Yeah.
That was a turning point. It made open my eyes a little bit that I needed to do something different. I don't know what that different looked like, but through a series of events, it got very different. It got
awesome.
very different.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
How did you confront and overcome these feelings of despair and hopelessness?
There's these I knew a long time ago, like when I was like 20 years old. I knew that smoking speed, shooting heroin, drinking to oblivion, getting kicked out, going to jail. I knew a long time ago that I can't keep doing this, that it is not healthy for me. So I would tell myself that I'm not going to drink and use anymore. I'm not going to drink and use anymore, and I need a little help to kick off this stuff. So I'd go to a rehab. I'd get into a rehab, and I'd start to get a little healthy, and I would start putting on a little weight. And then I always encountered this weird thing called depression. For some reason, I thought in my brain that I'm clean, I'm sober now, I'm supposed to be able to live to my potential. I'm supposed to be amazing. And I got 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, a year, 18 months stone cold sober, and I'm freaking depressed. So what I would always do before is I would go to the freaking doctor. And I would go to the doctor because I got depression, and I've been diagnosed ADHD, manic depressive, bipolar, schizoaffective, anxiety disorder, depressive disorder. I've been on every medication you could possibly think of because whenever I got sober, something was still horribly wrong inside of me. So I've been on Haldol, which is like an antipsychotic, Thorazine, Wellibutrin, Prozac, Adderall, Xanax. I've been prescribed all this stuff, and then I'm not saying that medication's bad, because it did help in those moments of severe depression. It did help, but it was never the magic bullet because they start petering out. And then I would go to the doctor and go, this thing's petering out. And then they want to play the mad freaking scientist. They go, well, check it out. The Adderall that you're taking, we need to counteract that with some Valium. So then they do some Valium. And then they go, well, you know what? Now we got to add a little Wellibutrin with that. And then all these freaking medications. And I'm taking freaking 20 pills a day. And fuck this. I'm going to shoot heroin.
Yeah.
So how do I get out? How did I change that?
Yeah.
I found out some things about myself. See, we don't see the world as it actually is. No one sees the world as it actually is. You see the world how you are. If this world looks like shit, like how it did to me, this world looked like shit. And I found out some stuff about myself. I've got a lot of shit in here. No wonder why it smells bad wherever I go. And I didn't know it was me. I thought it was, my childhood. I thought it was like, that I didn't have a job. I thought it was the cops. I thought it was prison. I blamed everything out here on the way I felt in here. But when I found out, by going through this process of change, I found out that the reason I see the world how it is because I've been hurt. Not once, not twice, hundreds of times. And you know what I did? I sucked it up. I sucked up that hurt, and I held it inside of me. And then more hurt, and then you know how it came out? I'd suck it up, I'd hold it in, and then I had to be tough and strong and this. And then you know how it comes out of me? That hurt? I hurt people. Yeah. I hurt people. So now I've been hurt. Now I hurt people because everyone has this moral compass in life. Everyone does, okay? Do you like to be lied to?
No.
Do you like it when people steal your shit?
Nope.
Do you like to be manipulated and freaking conned?
Not at all.
Do you like to be flaked on?
No.
Do you like it when someone gives you their word and break it?
Nope.
That is your moral compass.
Yeah.
Okay? So everyone has this moral compass. They don't want to be hurt. So now I've been hurt, and so now hurt people. Now I'm hurting the world, and I'm contradicting my moral compass. Now I'm lying, stealing, cheating, disrespecting myself, smoking speed, and I have to do that, and I have to cheat the world because I don't care about the world. I didn't care because I'm so lost inside of myself, and now I'm going against my moral compass. Because now I've become the kind of person I don't like. I don't like to be lied to, stolen from, cheated. I don't like that stuff. And so now I'm doing that to the world. So now I'm contrary to the way I feel. My emotional energy is all screwed up. So now I have to get loaded, because that's why I'm getting depressed. That's why I'm not feeling like this place is amazing. Yeah. Makes sense, right?
100%.
Yeah. Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
And when we're hurting, we take it out on the world. And we actually can't see people. I could see my mom crying. You know what I mean? That I'm in my car, passed out. She's looking in the window thinking I'm dead. And then I come up out of it and I could see her crying and I could see her fear and I could see her worry, but I can't feel it. I can't feel it because I'm so wrapped up in my own pain.
When you were doing that and going through all of that, did you have a support system when you were going through that? Did somewhere that you leaned?
While I was in addiction, while I was going through that way of life?
When you were cleaning, both. While you were in addiction, and then once you decided to unfuck your life and change it, and you're going through these things, you're learning how to deal with life normally now, quote unquote. Was there a support system for you?
I want to talk about something interesting about being supported, okay?
Yeah.
I always had this weird thing in my head that if you love me, you will solve my problems. Mom, dad, brother, sister, you will give me stuff. So people that aren't addicts or alcoholics, they are trying to support me, because whenever I got out of prison, where I would go, this is a fucked up thing. Whenever I got out of prison, my mom would pick me up from the bus station or the train station, however I got there, and we would go straight to Walmart, okay? And then we're going up and down the aisles of Walmart, and I'm looking at the shelves, and I'm going, these are the socks that I want, and I'm throwing them in the basket. This is the deodorant I like. This is the this is the underwear that I like, and I'm throwing all this stuff in the basket, and I'm thinking that my mom is supporting me, because she loves me and she's buying me this stuff. But what I can't see is I'm a 38-year-old man whose mommy is buying him his underwear.
Yeah.
So something's wrong with that. So the support system, yes, my family would do their best to support me and do their best to try to see it from their point of view, what they think would be best if they were in that situation. But that doesn't work because they're not addicts or alcoholics. A lot of times they don't really understand. They haven't studied it. They don't know. So they supported me the best they could, but it got to the point of like enabling because I'm not changing. So this last time when I was on the bus and I'm going to my house and I had called my mom while I'm on that bus. And I'm like, hey, Mom, I just got out of prison. I'm on the bus right now. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see Kayleen. That's my daughter. I can't wait to see the family. It's going to be great. I'll be there in a couple hours. And I'm so excited. I miss you so much. And my mom says, Danny, I'm glad you called. I'm glad you're out of prison. I have cancer. I'm going to die. And you will never set foot in this house ever again. I have watched you your entire life. You're not going to change. You've made 1 million promises and you've never kept one. Not that I don't love you, because I love you so much. But something bad's going to happen to you. And I don't want you around the family when that day comes. Take care of yourself. That's what my mom told me. That is the greatest gift my mother ever gave me, is to cut me loose, set me free, Stop solving my problems. Stop freaking enabling me. And do you think I loved it when she did that? Do you think I had this attitude when that happened? No, I hated it. I hated my whole family. I hated everything and everybody. That's why a week later, I was in that thing going crazy out of my mind. But now, going through this change has opened up my heart. I think of my mom in that conversation. How fucking hard do you think that was for her?
Yeah, that's...
How fucking gnarly do you think that was? She always took me back. She always invited me into her home. That's my home. She always helped me. And so for her to make that stand, gnarly.
But it is gnarly. I couldn't imagine having to tell my kid that.
And by the way, this is 12 years later. My mom is cancer free. I have a key to her house. You know what I mean? She trusts me. She believes in me. She confides in me. We're like, this is the best relationship that we've ever had with my family. Like, this is the best ever. But the deal is we got to change. Back to the support system. We cannot, this was the greatest, hardest, gnarliest thing, that pill to swallow, is that I finally had to admit I am incapable of running my own life by myself. I am incapable of coming up with the good ideas to run my life. That was gnarly. Because I always believed that I just need to get healthy. I just need to come up with a plan. I just need to get organized. I just need to, and finally admitting that I can't do this. And in that time, there were some people that went through the same process of change, meetings, 12-step sponsors, went through that same process of change, that were now rising, growing, thriving. I see them buying homes. I see them with their children. I see them laughing. I see them like solid. And I am just like, what the hell? Someone come up to me, hey, Danny, how's it going? What do you need? I'm going to freaking figure this out. I'm going to get you in this program. I'm going to get you in that. Don't worry about nothing. And then they're like, hey, I'm happy. Let me show you pictures of my wife and my children and my home I just bought. And I'm like, how the hell did you get so happy? 4 years ago, we were shooting heroin in a prison cell together. And now I see this man that is completely solid. And he told me about the process. Meetings, sponsor, steps, sticking around, doing this transformation journey. They supported me. That was my support group. These men and women that have been fucked emotionally, spiritually, mentally, just fucked in their lives, and they went through a process to get unfucked.
Fucking awesome.
And they shared that with me. I heard this, reminds me of this quote, from the Prime Minister of England, Margaret Thatcher. She said she was getting this award. The country was giving her award for these great accomplishments. And she stood up there and looked at the award, and she looks out at everyone to give her little speech, and she's all, this is beautiful, and I thank you, but I need to tell you that me by myself, I've never accomplished anything. I haven't done anything. Everything that I've accomplished always came with advisors, mentors, people I respected and admired. Everything I've ever done, I didn't do it alone. We need each other. Yeah. We need each other. We can't live this life by ourselves. I thought it's too heavy of a burden. I am fucked, and it's up to me by myself, alone in this existence, to figure out all my problems by myself. No! And I have found so many people. I used to think that life was ugly and people sucked. But I had found out I only hung out with ugly people that sucked. You know what I mean? And that's why, because I couldn't see anything else, you know?
Yeah.
And I've come to find, man, there is so much beautiful joy, happiness, just everything, you know?
All those struggles and all those things and all those hard times. How do you think that helped shape you into the man you are today? How did that assist that?
So, turns out, I have found the secret to life, the meaning of existence. And everybody knows it. Everyone knows it. I can ask the whole world, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Some people want to be a doctor. Some people want to be a lawyer. Some people want to be in the NFL. Some people want different things. But what is the feeling that they perceive they're going to get when they achieve that? Happiness, peace, serenity, purpose, meaning, joy in life. And the deal is you can't live this life by yourself. If I'm not useful to people, I'm useless. The only way we all want to be valuable in this place called life. All of us want to be valuable. Everyone wants to be valued. The only way to be valuable is by adding value to other people's lives. We all want to be loved. The only way to be loved is to give it. The more love and the more people that I freaking help, the more love I become. Love. So this is a weird deal because, my journey was kind of spiritual, okay? Because, we got the body, mind, spirit. And spirituality to me, it's not just some ethereal, trippy, spiritual. It deals with the qualities of our spirit. We don't see the world as it actually is. We see the world how we are. And that's based upon the quality of our spirit. Now, what are spiritual qualities? Love. That's a spiritual quality. Energy. Hate. That's a freaking gnarly one. Fear. Joy. Peace. Serenity. These are all spiritual qualities. So through this journey, I found out that the human spirit is powerful. The human being is powerful. So we can actually shift from being fucked to being unfucked. I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Problems. So many problems in my life. All these problems are coming at me. And too much to bear. I'm fucked. Shift it. Paradigm shift. Think about it. It's the most difficult times in our human being's life that we grow the most. Shift it. Instead of problems being a negative, problems are opportunities to become stronger. Bring it. This mountain is going to be a bitch. It's right in front of me. Bring it. Because I know when I climb that mountain, I am going to be stronger. Bring it. Don't wish life was easier. Wish you were stronger. We don't grow in a vacuum. So now we're fucked from all these problems, which we actually need to become stronger. So we shift it and we welcome the challenges. We welcome the adversity. Spirituality is a muscle. We're really weak and we bitch and complain about everything all the fucking time because we're spiritually weak. We get spiritually stronger by accepting these challenges, and now our spirit grows. And then our spiritual muscle gets stronger. Flip it. Fucked to unfucked. I'm not fucked with all these problems. I'm unfucked because these problems are going to make me stronger. Unfucked.
That's right.
Yeah.
What is your thought on when you give?
So before my life, I was a taker.
Yeah.
Okay, I was a taker, not a giver, a taker. So here is something about gratitude, about giving and receiving. You ever give somebody a gift, and you're at the store and you're like, oh my God, they like John Wayne. So you get somebody like this John Wayne statue, right? And you show up there and you give them the statue and you give them this gift, and the person responds with, oh my God, you were thinking of me? And you got me this? This is so bad. Man, no way. It's not even my birthday. Thank you so much. I love this, right?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Proud. Yeah. All right.
I like the way that makes me, I'm gonna get that person more stuff when I think about it because that felt good.
Mm-hmm.
You ever give somebody a gift and you see something that you think they'd like, and then you bring it to them, and they unwrap it or they look at it and they go, yeah, I'm really, John Wayne's not that cool, I think my grandma likes John Wayne or something, and they're just like, yeah, how does that make you feel?
Bummed out.
I am never giving that motherfucker ever in nothing ever in life.
Yeah.
Ungrateful son of a bitch, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with our lives. God, universe, energy, source, quantum field, spirit, whatever you want to call it. We got a life. We got one. Came from somewhere, okay? If we're grateful about the life that we have so much more coming. If we're grateful about the trials and the tribulations and the difficulties and we're getting through it and we're grateful for what has been given us, this life, we got so much more coming. Hell yeah, we become magnets. Okay? But if you're ungrateful for your life, you got nothing coming.
Yeah.
It is way better to give than receive.
100.
Are you a giver? Because you have to add value. If you're not making a positive impact on your job, your home, your kids, your family, your friends, if you're not making the barista at Starbucks, if you're not making a positive impact on somebody's life somehow, you're wasting your fucking time. You're wasting your time. We need each other. We all need each other. No one of us is as strong as all of us. Me alone by myself, tripping on myself, I'm worthless. When I'm laying in bed, just tripping on my problems and my shit, and my fears and my frustrations, it is helping nobody. I am worthless. If I'm not useful, I'm useless. And you know how long I'm going to fucking stick around and feel useless and worthless before I freaking shoot heroin, smoke speed, drink, go do something stupid? Because that's why we get loaded. That's why. And we have to work that out. We have to work that out. The human spirit is powerful. We have the ability, but we just are weak at it, to be able to go through a difficult situation and be able to shift our energy, being able to shift and feel the feelings of gratitude, even if things are difficult out here, because we can't be a victim. We can't be a victim. We can't blame people, situations, and circumstances for the way we feel. Then we'll have to blame people, situations, and circumstances to be happy. That means we have no power. We have the power to fill ourselves up with joy. It's difficult to climb Mount Everest, right?
Yeah.
It's a bitch. But these guys are climbing it. And they are in this serenity state that is difficult, arduous journey, and they're climbing, and it is like they're freezing, their legs hurt, and they're climbing, but they accept the challenge. And even in the most difficult, extreme, gnarly places, you can find some gratitude. You know?
Yeah.
A human being.
Great.
And it's not like we're all different, we're all human beings. We got a mind, we got a heart, We got lungs. We got breath in our freaking, you know what I mean? I mean, we're all human beings. People aren't that severely different. We're all capable, but we just don't know how to shift energy inside.
We all have different things that we do in our fun times. What do you do to live life to your fullest? What's your most exciting thing that you like to go?
This is the craziest thing, okay?
Yeah.
I didn't care about people when I was broken. I didn't care. And I heard this thing, it was in the program, and I heard this guy tell me, that he goes, Danny, you're going to be happy. The bright spot of your life is going to watch newcomers recover, to watch people that were fucked get unfucked, to watch people freaking right, to see a fellowship grow around them, to see them overcome adversity. That'll be the bright spot of your life, and you're going to help them. Right then I knew I was fucked in that moment. Because the problem is like the major problem, stumbling block in my life was like, how the fuck am I going to help people if I don't give a fuck about people?
Yeah.
I hurt people physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, my whole life. And how the fuck am I going to fucking help people if I don't care about them? And I have absolutely no motivation for that. But going through the process of healing my heart, going through this process, something unlocked inside of me. And it opened my heart. And I started caring about people in a way I never have before. I started caring about myself in a way I never have before. I started caring about being honest. I started caring about being good. I started caring about like hurting people's feelings. I started caring. Like I started caring about what people thought about themselves. And then now, one of my greatest things is when I personally am able to help somebody that had lost their home, lost their apartment, getting out of jail, broken, lost, afraid, confused, weak, and I help that person freaking rise above, and then I see them with their families and their children, and I see them with their, with their job and buying a new car. Fuck, man. It's a gratitude that that is so hard to express, but that's what I love. I love helping people.
Awesome.
I freaking love it so much. And I have a good time. I'm not perfect. I got fears and problems and insecurities and frustrations all the time. But
that's a great way to live.
But the difference is I accept it all. All of it. We only live once. I accept everything because nothing's happening by mistake. Life is happening for us. Before we were victims, life was happening to us. No, life's happening for us. It's just a shift.
For the guy that's out there right now and has no hope, and he's out there, doesn't know where to turn, what message would you want to send to them?
You can change. You can change. There's a little tiny piece of you inside that the kind of person that you want to be. The kind of person that you want to be. Hold on to that. But here's the deal. When we're lost, afraid, and broken, we can't get out of that spot by ourselves. You cannot get out of that spot by yourself. I have met thousands upon thousands of people that care. You just have to find people, meetings. There's meetings all over. I've been to meetings all over the planet. You walk in there, you say, you know what, my name is whatever, I'm this or that, and I am just fucked. I am just lost, afraid, broken, strung out, tweaked out, whatever, and I want some help. It takes a lot of courage to be that vulnerable, but I promise you, there are people that give a fuck. A lot. I'm one of them. I give a fuck about people I don't even know because I don't want anyone to suffer like I have suffered. It is sad, but we found the way out, and there's a way out, but you cannot just do this by yourself. That's why we need each other. Iron sharpens iron. My name is Danny Lansdale, and I am unfucked.